Oh, well, this is pretty interesting.
Huh?
Apparently, the Royals are having a back to blue burger that features blue buns for the 2024 season. And it's going to be topped with blue cheese crumbles, bacon, lettuce, and buffalo aioli. I don't
Oh,
know if this is going to be any good. Then again, I don't really like burgers.
alright, pack your bags. You're going to fucking Canada. They should be allowed to deport you for saying that.
Alright, but welcome to another episode of SCS Baseball, where we get on balls, and it's opening day! The season has finally started. For some with a bang, for others with a thud. For the
For
Angels,
me, for me, it starts with me being nailed to a cross. So we are reacting live to our teams on opening day. We're not going to show you the game, obviously, because that would be super illegal.
that would be very legal. But,
But we are also going to do predictions
yeah,
for the playoffs
we did it
as we did
last
last year.
we did it last year. We're gonna do it again this year. Uh we still haven't done home run derby, but what would you like the stakes to be this year if
Uh,
for who gets the most wrong?
huh. Well, it can't be another home run derby because then we'd be in super home run derby debt, and I don't like that idea.
We'd be in super home run derby debt.
A man shouldn't have to beat home run derby more than once.
Yeah. Uh we'll come back to this cuz I can't think of anything either.
I have an idea,
Oh.
but uh, the issue is it would cost money.
Uh
So yeah, we'll come back to it.
we'll come yeah, let's table this for now. We'll decide. I'll probably like add like a little clip note in the editing, which by the way, this episode will probably be edited in a new editing software, so if it looks any different, that's why.
Please let us know if it looks better or somehow worse, but it should be better.
It should be better. If it's worse, I'll cry.
I'll laugh, but that's because I'm not the one who does the editing.
All
Really,
right.
Snoot does an astonishing amount of the work. I'm surprised that I am not loyal, that he hasn't come at me with, like, whips.
Do something already. Other than uh but nah, you are here and that's all I need.
That
Also,
is fair.
you do thumbnails sometimes, so it's not like I'm
True,
just
I do banger thumbnails.
yeah. You do banger thumbnails, and then I'll sometimes add stuff to your banger thumbnails.
Yeah, like the last one where you put the fucking, Snooty with the massive cords.
Yeah, with the mess of wires trying to fix the episode because it kept breaking.
Gotta love, gotta love the internet and internet connections.
Yeah.
Uh, so if you're wondering at time of recording how opening day is going for us, right now for me it's pretty bad. Because the Dodgers got 2 runs off of us in the first inning and we scored fucking nada. Uh,
I
Mookie Betts got a score off of Shohei Ohtani, but it was really funny because because Shohei tried to make a run for third because he assumed Mookie Betts would try to run home. Mookie Betts is on second base, by the way.
Yeah, he was on second. Betts went to third. Shohei went to
And,
second. Tried to go to third. Mookie was at third.
yeah,
Shohei,
Mookie Betts stopped there because he's thinking realistically.
he's like, hey, listen. All right, I can only probably get up to one base here. And Shohei is
But
like,
Shohei got cocky.
yeah, Shohei got cocky, tried to go for third, even though Betts was already at third. So all the Cardinals really had to do was throw it to second, and he was out.
Yep. But it was not the end of our woes because because after that Max Muncy sack flied and Freeman got in after after he hit a single.
Yeah. For the Pirates, we just walked Jazz Chisholm. But it's still nothing. And Keller's done pretty well so far, but the offense hasn't really done anything to back him up.
Yeah, overall, it's kind of going, I guess, how a lot of Cardinals fans expected. There was a lot of buzz about how Marmol and Mose Elliott are not doing enough to rebuild the team because they're talking about how they're like satisfied with what they've done. But I think I can understand why there are a lot of people on like Twitter and shit that don't think that, or on Redbird rants, which is honestly like, in my opinion, the best way to get a perspective on the cultural Cardinal zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, anything Redbird rant says is either correct or something that a lot of people are saying.
Yeah. I think so.
I find Katie Wu is also reliable, but she often disagrees with Cardinals fans.
Yeah, she's like the other side of the coin, I think.
Yeah, sometimes she's a little bit of a stenographer for Ms. Elliott, but it's whatever.
Chisholm went third. He's safe.
It's a bit like a pro-scub, anti-scub kind of thing, if anyone watching is old enough to understand that reference.
But yeah, opening day is going about as much as the both of us probably expected. As for the Mets, they didn't get to play their game,
Because of rain?
I'm guessing. But
Yeah, the weather looks miserable on the East Coast, because we were also watching the Orioles and the Angels play, to which I say, rip the fucking Angels. Mike Trout got that first homer of the season, and it's still the only one that they've got.
yeah, what? Triolo! Routine double play opportunity. Fucker drops the ball. It's now 1-0 Miami.
Cardinals is about to get out this inning. Contreras popped out. Burleson struck out. And now we've got Jordan Walker, who is the only person who can save us. And even then, he might just not.
Bro didn't even catch it. He was more ready for the throw to first than actually securing the out at second. God.
And Walker's got 2 strikes. We should probably pull up that bracket.
Yeah, we should probably start doing predictions. So the AL East, as we said earlier, is right now the Orioles are winning. Everyone else, I think, just started playing. So, what do you What do you think is gonna happen there?
Well, the AL East. Oh, I'm pulling up some pages.
So the AL East, last year was won by the Orioles, which neither of us thought would happen. Julie or Hilda did think would happen. That would happen,
Yeah,
and
Julie was like the only person to correctly predict that.
there were. She was just like, "Oh yeah, I think the Orioles are gonna do it," and I'm like, "I think the Orioles are gonna be good next year, but I don't know if they're gonna win the division." And then they won the division.
Didn't I say Yankees?
You said Yankees. I think I said Blue Jays.
I think you had the softest read.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
which,
then
which is saying something because I picked Yankees.
yeah. And then so this year, for the AL East, it's basically kind of the same thing as last year, except uh the Rays and the Blue Jays like got worse a little bit. The Rays, I think, will still probably make some noise for a playoff push, but
Yeah,
losing Glass now and Manuel Margot does hurt them, as well as someone else who I can't think of at the moment.
yeah. I don't think the Rays are going to have the smoke, the steam rather, that they did in the first season, well, in the last season rather. Sorry.
Yeah,
Uh, I think that was like a one-off thing. I don't think that they're going to get a 10-win streak again.
yeah,
Even though right now they are currently ahead of the Blue Jays by a point.
yeah. And speaking of the Blue Jays, they lost their Gold Glove winning third baseman, replaced him with a way older uh, Justin Turner, whom last year for the Red Sox I think did fine, but not spectacular.
Where'd Chapman go again?
He went to the Giants.
Right. Yeah, the Blue Jays are down some of their assets that got them as far as they had gotten.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're mostly relying on uh, Vladdy performing to his potential, uh, George Springer not getting hurt, Bo Bichette staying consistent, uh, Alek Manoah not being bad.
didn't he fuck off?
He's still there.
That's weird. Didn't he fucking leave?
He
Because he vanished for a bit.
he did vanish for a bit, but he came back, I guess. The Blue Jays never like officially released him. I don't know what the deal with him is. I just
Very strange.
yeah, it's a very strange set of circumstances. Uh I fell down the stairs and I got glue on my hands.
What?
I was making a reference to that one Phineas and Ferb song
Oh, okay.
because I said strange set of circumstances.
Yeah,
And then Yankees got better just with the trade for Juan Soto because now they
and
have
getting Severino out of their team.
yeah. So now they have someone other than Judge to like boost the offense. And then they also brought in Marcus Stroman, which if he has like if he can do a full season of what he did in the first half of last season with the Cubs, they should be fine. They got the Orioles, who didn't really like they didn't really lose anybody. The most that they lost was Adam Frazier, which considering the fact that they have so much infield talent, good riddance.
Yeah, I think that the Yankees might make the wild card this season. I think that's as far as I got, though.
And then the Orioles, as you've probably heard so many times by this point, brought in Corbin Burns with hopefully with their new ownership that sale was made official. David Rubenstein now owns the Orioles, and hopefully he he makes as ballsy of moves as Steve Cohen did whenever he first bought the Mets, and actually signs Corbin Burns for longer than just this season.
Yeah, here's open. Uh, Looks like Michaelis is pitching a good inning this time, so I'm not too torn up. I guess it was expected that the first inning would be terrible for the Cardinals because of the fact that they had to fucking bat against Freeman, Betts, Ohtani. The Dodgers really front-loaded their team. The problem is, I don't think that their like designated defense batters are nearly as good. Except for Betts, I guess.
I thought someone yelled my name.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Um,
Gavin Lux is doing kind of bad right now. Yeah, he just struck out. Outman's doing kind of bad. Hayward's not really doing anything.
yeah.
But like fucking Muncy, Smith, Freeman, Ohtani, Betts, those guys. Those are the guys you gotta watch out for with the Dodgers. Back to the predictions, though. I think that it's safe to say the Orioles will win the division this time.
Yeah. It's either Yankees or Orioles, and I think the Orioles are way stronger than the Yankees. Just because they didn't really have to do anything, all they really needed was like a staff ace for their rotation, and they
And that
got
was
that.
Rutschman, wasn't it?
For their rotation.
I meant for last year.
Oh, nah, he's their catcher, Rutschman.
Right.
But they needed like a very solid number one at pitcher, because while their pitchers are good, they don't have like a legitimate ace right now. Well, now they do, but they didn't last year.
Yeah. It held them back a little bit, but not too much, given that they only lost because Texas wanted it more.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Orioles run it back this year and probably maybe even make a shot at a World Series, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, speaking of Texas, if anyone was wondering, Jordan Montgomery did finally get signed.
Yeah.
He's with the D-backs now.
He's with the D-backs, which we will get to them when we get to them. Right now, we're gonna move over to the AL Central, which is Hell Division again.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot changing with the AL Central. As far as I know, the White Sox management changed, so maybe there'll be less garbage.
I think they're gonna be about the same amount of garbage, if not worse.
Yeah, I feel like the Twins thing last year was a fluke. So even though I am probably going to turn out to be wrong about this, I'm still going to put Guardians at the top of AL Central.
I'm going to go bold. I've been thinking about this for a while. I think I'm going to go bold as Brian Reynolds hits a 2-run homer. That is tie game now. We're tied 2-2. But
God, I wish that were me.
But I'm going to go bold here. I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days. I've basically been between two teams, and it's not who you think. I promise It's not who you think.
Are you betting on the Royals?
I'm betting on the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Because the Tigers, they have a really good ace in Tarek Skubal. I think the rest of their pitching is solid as well, maybe. It could be better, but Scooball is there, so that's almost a guaranteed win almost every game. They have really nice hitting prospects in who's that third baseman that they just signed to an extension? I think Colt Montgomery, something like that. Colson Montgomery, I think. They got Colson Montgomery, whom I can't remember if he's starting the year in the MLB team. But they've got Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green. I think the main thing that you got to worry about with the Tigers is if Javi Baez, their shortstop, can be as good as he was for the Mets and Cubs. Because if he is, I think the Tigers have a real shot at winning the Central this year. If not,
Yeah, that's a fair point.
yeah. If not, then I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Then we got the AL West, and this is actually really tough in my opinion because you've got basically.
Oh yeah, the AL West is really good this year.
I mean, you've got the A's and the Angels, which are probably the A's are probably going to be in last place, and the Angels are probably going to be in fourth place. The only reason why the Angels won't be in last place is because A, they're not the A's, and B, Mike Trout.
Yeah, you got me there. I think the Mariners are probably going to stay in their position of third, though. I think that the Mariners are way better than they've ever been, but I don't think the Mariners are going to necessarily do more than potentially get wild card. However, the Rangers, while they've lost a little bit from Jordan Montgomery signing out, the Rangers still have a lot of really good players. Like they've got Adolis Garcia, for instance.
Yeah, Adolis Garcia. They've got Corey Seager still. They've got Marcus.
They got
Semien.
Scherzer still, don't they?
Yeah, they still have Scherzer. They still have Scherzer and DeGrom. DeGrom coming in a later date.
So I think that the Rangers are probably going to have a slow start, but I think that they're still going to win it this year.
Rangers
because I
in the
don't
West.
remember, I don't recall the Astros getting any real improvements this year.
Yeah, other than Josh Hader, I don't think, especially because most of their pitching, the Astros, is hurt. So, yeah, I think
Is Verlander still around?
he's still around, but he's hurt.
Yeah, that makes sense. He is old.
So
the Astros and the Rangers kind of have the same problems going on, but I think the Rangers have more going for them overall.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm actually a little higher on the Mariners than you. I think they've got a very solid rotation. Their hitters, Julio Rodriguez is a beast. They did.
So should I put it on the record you're betting for Mariners?
They've got. They did improve a bit. They brought back Mitch Haniger. They brought in Jorge Polanco. So yeah, I think the Mariners could do it this year.
All right.
I think the Mariners.
It's a fair assessment, even if I don't completely agree with it. I'm sure, but the Mariners might impress me again. After all, this is a team that has broken expectations in the past few years.
Yeah. But yeah, I like. Well, I don't necessarily. No, I could say I like what the Mariners are doing. They're not doing too much wrong, I feel like. It would be nice if they could spend a little more money on some more hitters, but, like, that's neither here or there.
Yeah. So let's move to another league now.
Yeah, to the National League.
How are we feeling about the NL East? Now, the Braves did win pretty hard last year, only to get humiliated in the playoffs. Uh, to be completely honest, actually, I don't really know. I haven't really been paying that much attention to the movements in the NL East other than what's going on with the Mets. And whatever's going on with the Mets, I don't think is enough to elevate the Mets to playoff status.
I think they're a third place team. Sorry, Julie.
Yeah. The Nats are going to stay in last, as they do.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that I personally think the NL East team most likely to win it is probably the Phillies.
I can agree with that, yeah. I
The
mean,
Phillies still have an incredibly strong roster.
yeah, there's no, like, actual, like, Phillies, they didn't do anything to get better, but they also didn't do anything to get worse.
Yeah. Like, they still have some really good players like Trey Turner.
Like Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, uh, Alec Boehm, Kyle Schwarber, Nick
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Castellanos.
say Schwarber too.
They brought back Aaron Nola like at the way beginning of the offseason.
And
So
they still got Real Muto, don't they?
yeah, they still got Realmuto.
Yeah, Real Muto is like one of the stars of that fucking team. I think that, yeah. I think it's safe to say that we both have our money on Phillies for now, at least.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be close. It'll be close between them and the Braves, but I think
yeah. I think the last playoff loss was probably pretty demoralizing for the Braves,
yeah,
especially because all odds seem to point to the Braves winning the World Series, if you were to ask me in specific.
yeah,
Uh, but I think the Braves have been pretty humiliated, and that'll either take them to greater heights, or it'll prevent them from getting the steam that they could potentially get.
yeah.
If you were to, oh my fucking god, Freeman got a two-runner.
Oh man. Uh,
It's 5-0 right now. I'm gonna fucking. All right, yeah, Phillies for both of us.
yeah,
Now,
Phillies both.
the NL Central is a situation, and
It's not as hellish as the AL Central, but
it's still pretty hellish.
it's more nightmarish than it is hellish.
I will, however, laugh at you if you put your team on the docket, and you'll probably laugh at me if I put mine. Uh, me, I'm betting on the team that I said would be the worst team 2 years ago, last year. And the one that was one of the worst teams 2 years ago.
You voting Brewers or
No,
oh Cubs?
I'm voting for the Reds.
Oh the red. Oh oh, you're going Reds. That's interesting.
The Reds had some really ridiculous momentum last year. And
That
while the Brewers are likely to win, didn't the Brewers lose some of their pieces recently?
yeah, they traded away Burns and then uh but they signed Reese Hoskins. And they have Jackson Churio.
Yeah, but I think Churrio is a little overhyped as a player.
That's fair. It's a fair assessment. I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow because
The
Brewers
Brewers aren't playing today.
Brewers didn't play their game today.
But yeah, my money's on the Reds. I think Ellie De La Cruz will do it. And I think that Jonathan India will do it.
Yeah, Reds do
And
have a.
Alexis Diaz, Edwin's brother, is on the team as well.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see your logic for the Reds. It just threw me out of the loop.
No, it's fair. I don't think anyone expected me to say that.
Honestly, I thought you would have picked the safe bet and gone with the Cubs.
Nah. The
Nah,
Cubs ain't shit.
Cubs ain't shit.
We spoiled them out of the postseason, remember?
That's true, yeah.
And Cincinnati. I like how for both of the East divisions we have the same one.
Yeah. I I know you said that you were gonna laugh at me if I did this. But
Am I to start laughing?
but my hopium is too high right now. My hopium is too high. I want them so badly to be good.
Alright,
I'm
I respect the
I'm throw
hustle, I
I'm
respect the
throwing my
enthusiasm.
hat in. Pirates are winning the Central. I have
You
to
better
have
keep a recording of that specific thing that you just said.
we're gonna have another Cardinals montage with the Pirates. God. It's just gonna be me at the beginning, be like, Pirates are winning the Central, and then just
Your meatballs is ready.
your meatballs is ready. But nah,
You gotta bring
nah.
up the Pirates collapse thumbnail again.
The Pirates collapse thumbnail. But nah, I'm going for it this year. This is our year.
I respect the hustle. Uh,
This is our
so the
this
NL West. I feel like the NL West, there is a strong case for the Giants and a strong case for the Dodgers, but my money is on the Diamondbacks.
You're going Diamondbacks.
I think the Diamondbacks wanted enough.
That's true. Yeah, they they brought back Lourdes Gurriel. They brought in Eduardo Rodriguez, who was on the Tigers last year, which I think is really funny, especially because the Dodgers tried to trade for Rodriguez last year, but the trade didn't go through because Rodriguez said he didn't want to be on the Dodgers, and now he's on
That's
the
really
and
funny.
now he's on the Diamondbacks.
I respect that shit. That reminds me of like fucking Vladdy's vehement hatred of the Yankees,
Yeah,
which is the one thing which is like one of my favorite things about Vladdy. And
yeah,
I would be if I didn't like get into baseball through St. Louis, I would be fucking riding with the Blue Jays on Vladdy alone.
yeah.
Too bad the Blue Jays are also kind of crap.
Yeah, they're not doing too hot either.
Well,
But
so
so you
yeah,
said
my money's
Diamondback.
on the D-backs because I think that, like I said, they wanted enough. Corbin Carroll, Corbin Carroll, Corbin Carroll. Uh,
Yeah,
they almost got it. They almost got the World Series from Texas.
yeah.
And the D-backs have only improved since then, while the Rangers have gotten a little bit worse.
Not to mention the D-backs did just sign like the one of the pitchers who beat them in the World Series.
Yeah, Jordan Montgomery is working for them now, and I think in earnest that Jordan Montgomery is going to be the kingmaker the team needs.
Yeah, they've still got Gallen too in the rotation. They've still got Merrill Kelly. They've still got Brandon Pfaadt. So, yeah, I could see your logic for the D-backs.
Do you have a different idea though?
Dodgers are just way too powerful. I have to pick a safe bet other than the Orioles. I feel
All
like
right then, it is done. The predictions have been sealed,
they have been sealed.
and we
Or at least
have been recording in the wrong channel this whole time. I just didn't move it. Instead, I just locked it up.
yeah. Fucking now it's the wild card. Now the wild card predictions. And for the AL wild card, God, I gotta think about these. I'm not gonna have to think about them too much harder than I would for the NL, but
Oh yeah, the wild card candidates.
yeah, the wild card.
All right.
Uh, I think.
Let's start with the AL though.
Yeah, let's start with the AL. So I think for the AL, it's gonna be Yankees, Rangers, Astros.
All right. Let me just write that down really quick. You said Yankees.
Yankees,
What?
Rangers, Astros.
Okay, makes sense. For the AL, I'm gonna agree with Yankees and Astros. Actually, sorry, I was just also checking to make sure I didn't contradict myself. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Yankees and Astros. Of course, we don't agree on Rangers because I think Rangers are gonna do it. I
Rangers.
think though that the Mariners will make the wild card no matter what.
Okay. So we basically have the same uh American League bracket other than the Central, which you put the Guardians and I put the Tigers.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like what they're doing over in Detroit. I also
that's fair.
I
They
also
might
kind
surprise me.
I was between them and the Royals for the longest time. I just decided on Tigers because I think that
I
they're
don't think the Royals are getting the rebuild that they say they are.
yeah, I like what they're doing, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for this year at least.
So what about the NL?
The NL, that's where things get tricky. That's where
Yeah.
things get tough, especially because I said the Pirates would win the Central.
So I think either way. Well, so I think that for me, my NL bets are going to be Giants, Braves, Dodgers. I think that this is going to be a really West-facing playoff in general.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm gonna go Braves, D-backs, Cubs.
Really?
Yeah. I
All
don't know.
right.
I don't know. I kind of like the Cubs a little bit more than the Giants.
Any reason? Because
Uh
the Giants have gotten a lot of very good pieces.
yeah, the Giants have gotten a lot of very good pieces, but the Cubs roster, nothing really changed, especially bringing back in Cody Bellinger. Uh, they brought in Shota Imanaga, whom I think is going to be a sleeper pick for the NL Rookie of the Year. Uh, they brought in who else did they bring in? I don't think they brought anyone else in. Uh, but their roster, like, they've all played with each other, while the
Yeah.
Giants, like, not all of them really know how to play as a team. Like the Giants basically, other than Logan Webb and Tyro Estrada and a few other pieces from last year's team, the Giants are basically have an entirely new lineup.
That's valid. I think that the new lineup has a lot of potential for the Giants, but I
It
can
has
understand the idea that that there would be less cohesion.
like don't get me wrong, the Giants, I like what the Giants are doing, especially after they brought in Matt Chapman and Blake Snell. I feel like they could potentially be a playoff team. I just like the Cubs' cohesion more than the Giants. And if I didn't say the Pirates would have won the Central, the Cubs would have won the. I would have said Cubs, but I wanted to be different this year, not pick the obvious favorite. especially,
Yeah,
especially because the Central is like not as like cut and dry this year.
that is true. The Central actually has potential this year, which is really fascinating. I say as I look at the cards going 1-5 against the Dodgers. Oh my God, they got a run?
Holy shit!
Who got that? Oh, it was Paul Goldschmidt. He got the first donger of the fucking
Oh,
of the fucking season for the Cardinals.
It's 4-2 Miami right now. top of the fourth.
Ouch. Remember that tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh.
feel that shit, man. Fuck.
Uh.
Yeah. Uh,
Now, I think.
so I guess we're predicting the bracket now, right?
Well, we're predicting whom we think out of all the 6 teams is gonna make it to the World Series. We don't have. I don't think we really have time to do a whole bracket.
That's fair. How long have we been running anyway?
Uh, about 40 minutes.
Wow, really? It hasn't felt that long. Maybe it's because we've got the games running in the background. We should do this more often.
Well, we probably will be able to do this more often now that the season started.
True. Yeah. Uh, so what do we think the World Series is going to come down to? Uh,
Uh,
I think it's going to be Orioles versus D-backs.
Orioles deep. I like that World Series actually.
Yeah. I think it'll be a very fun World Series if it happens because they both are offensive powerhouses, so I could see it being high-scoring games. They also both have black as a primary color.
Yeah,
So one of them is going to probably bring out their special jerseys for that series.
yeah. For me, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna agree with you on the Orioles. Don't know. Uh, I kind of wanna continue the like the trend of the 6 seed in the NL making it all the way to the World Series, but then that would imply that the Cubs will make it all the way to the World Series, and I don't want that. So
Bold prediction there, yeah.
I think
Not only do you not want that, I think it's not going to happen.
I think um I think I'm gonna go Phillies, honestly.
Okay, so Philly, Orioles, and Phillies? Or well, what in Phillies?
Uh, and then World Series champion out of those two will be
I
uh
didn't hear your answer, you cut out.
Orioles Phillies
Okay,
for World Series.
right.
And then my winner probably that's actually kind of hard.
I think the D-backs are going to do it.
That's fair. It's fair. I think the Orioles will take it. I think this will be another year where the Phillies just take that L. They
Possibly, they have had a tradition of falling short. And I think they'll do it again because I think that the D-backs will have made because you like we said the Phillies didn't really do anything with the off season. Well, the D-backs took full advantage of it. I think the D-backs will overpower them.
yeah.
But assuming they don't, I don't think the Phillies will have the star power to contend with the Orioles.
Nah. But now it's my favorite part. We get to choose the worst team. Uh
Worst team. Well, I mean, it's got to be a worst team other than the Athletics, right?
yeah, let's do that. Let's do worst team other than the Athletics. Cuz that's too easy now that I think about it. It's too easy.
Yeah, we both have the same bet.
Feel like everyone has that bet. Everyone is like, "Oh, well, I think I think not the Orioles, sorry. Oh, I think the yeah, the guys will be bad. The A's.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a fairly safe bet nonetheless. I'm going to bet on the Rockies being the worst because the Nationals usually do something interesting in the season, even if they usually suck.
Yeah, I think the Nationals are gonna be like a lot better this year than
And
they
I
were
think the
last
White
year.
Sox have a chance to not eat shit. Because the White Sox are like trying for something resembling a rebuild, and the Royals have been very open about trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
So a lot of the other usual suspects are probably going to be fine this year, but I think the Rockies are fucked.
I would pick Rockies again, but
Clearly what you gotta do is you gotta be mean to me and you gotta bet on cards.
I mean, it is a pretty safe bet, I think.
God, it's true. I hate it.
It's a pretty safe bet, but nah. I'll do what Julie did last year. I'll pick Red Sox.
Okay, sure.
I'll cope with that.
So it is written, so shall it be.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm fairly confident in my wages, but
Then, do you want to do the Orioles pick like we did last year?
like which team will do like unexpectedly well?
Yeah.
Uh, well, let me think. Because it's got to be one that we haven't already chosen for something, right?
Yeah. I think
Uh,
I think I'm gonna pick the Nationals.
you know what? That's a fair bet. Let me think here.
Pick the Nationals because I feel like they're gonna be way better than a lot of people say they are.
I think that the team that'll make the most unexpected and the team that makes the most progress, the most unexpected progress. Uh, huh. I'm gonna bet on the Royals.
Royals, all right.
I think the Royals have been trying really hard. I don't think I don't think they're going to be trying hard enough to actually win the AL Central or make the wild card, but I think that the Royals are going to be better this year at the very least.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
They've got that new star shortstop of theirs that they won't stop talking about. Who
Yeah.
they got like a fucking 11-year contract,
Yeah, they signed him for
Trey
life.
Turner size deal.
They signed him for life. Or not life, but career.
For his career, yeah. I mean, if anything, he'll probably be like Wayno, and when he retires, he'll still like have a sports adjacent career affiliated with the Royals,
Yeah.
or more affiliated with the MLB in general, like how Wayno is a Fox commentator.
Yeah. Uh okay, so then uh do you want to real quickly do like as a tiebreaker, I guess, since last year tiebreaker we tied with as a tiebreaker, do you want to do like individual awards? Like who do we think will get league MVP for each league and Cy Young?
Yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea. Uh, so remind me what all the awards are
So for individual awards, you've got MVP, which is basically the best player for
of each
of
of
each
each league.
yeah, of each league. So best player in the American League, best player in the National League.
And
Then
there's a Cy Young for each, right?
yeah, there's a Cy Young. There's basically an award for like every single one. We're not gonna do Gold Gloves or Silver Sluggers because those will take forever. But we'll do
Well, MVPs and Cy Youngs.
MVP, Cy Young's Rookie of the Year if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do Rookie of the Year. I'll have to be reminded which players are rookies, mind you. What's the kind of goalpost for rookie? Is it someone who opens this year?
Yeah, it's basically someone who either is basically just coming up this year, like they were in the minors last year, but they came up this year, or it could also be someone who started like who came up like in September of last year.
Okay.
They'll be eligible too.
All right. So
For
all right. So
MVP,
MVP.
for American League, This is gonna be tough because Shohei Ohtani isn't in the American League anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. Uh,
Um,
Aaron Judge is still a strong candidate, as usual.
yeah.
Corey Seager's still strong. Rutschman's strong. Betts is, well, he's not NL. Well, sorry, he's not AL, but there's a lot of strong candidates for MVP in both of the leagues, to be completely honest.
I'm gonna go with one of the favorites in Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners.
That is fair. That is fair. Me, my money. Sorry, who'd you say it was for you?
I said Julio Rodriguez.
Okay, yeah. I'll put that on. Uh, my bet for the AL MVP is. Let me think here. You know, I'm kind of torn between my ideas. I'm gonna put it on Rutschman.
That's fair. I like that pick.
He is generally like a favorite for MVP right now. Uh, and he is like absolutely a powerhouse of a catcher.
He's already doing really well in his first game. I think he got like 2 RBIs at least. Like that was last we checked. He could have more by now.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think Adley Rutschman's, in my opinion, the strongest candidate for AL MVP.
That is fair. All right, and then NL MVP. Uh, I don't think Acuna is gonna have as strong as a season he did last year.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Uh,
And Ohtani is in the NL now, but I don't think that necessarily makes Ohtani the MVP of the NL.
special. I think
Especially because he like
he isn't pitching this year.
yeah. I think that if you were to ask me, I'll keep it inconsistent with my expectations of where the bracket will end up, and I'm gonna slap Corbin Carroll in there for my pick.
That is a fair assess. I like your MVP picks actually. Those are like really good picks.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I'm doing like a little bit of on-the-fly research, but it is top dome otherwise.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a bit of a bold one. I'm gonna choose Bryce Harper of the Phillies.
All right.
Just because he's gonna have like a full year where he's healthy, and the last time he had a full year he was healthy, he won an MVP.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the Jesus washing foot commercial.
I remember that. Fucking okay, AL Cy Young, so that's for pitchers, right?
Yeah, that's for pitchers. Uh, I think for the American League Cy Young, Corbin Burns.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think that sorry, I'm thinking a bit. I'm doing some thinking, some looking up. Uh yeah, no, I agree with Corbin Burns.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
there's.
think there's much competition.
Yeah, I can't think of any other candidate right
In
now
the
in
in
the
the
AL.
NL, I think things are a little harder, but my money, again, being consistent with my speculations, I think Jordan Montgomery is the NL Cy Young.
I'm gonna go with his teammate and Zach Gallen.
All right.
I think it's his year for the Cy Young. In my opinion, he should have won it last year, but Blake Snell was also really good last year, so I'm not too upset about that.
Yeah, that tracks. All right, so rookies. AL
Rookies,
Rookie of the Year.
AL Rookie of the Year. I'm between two guys, and they're both on the Rangers.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna quickly say I think it's Jackson Holiday.
Jackson Holiday. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair enough assessment. He's not in the majors right now, but you have to think that he's going to be in the majors at some point. Latest, probably in June.
I think it's exceptionally likely that they'll call him up.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Wyatt Langford of the Rangers. It was either him or Evan Carter. I like
That sounds about right.
I like Langford a little bit more, especially after the spring he had. Cause goddamn that spring. Like he was so good. He only got drafted last year. I think he was either the third pick or the fourth pick in last year's draft. I forget where exactly the Rangers picked. But, you know, he made a strong case for himself in the minors last year. He's made a strong case for himself in spring training. He's earned his spot on the opening day roster. I think he's going to have himself a year.
Wyatt Langford?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although his teammate probably won't make it easy for him either, so
Oh, what makes you say that?
I don't know. Cause
Oh, with this competition with the other rookie in the Rangers?
yeah,
Oh yeah, that tracks.
yeah, especially because Evan Carter, he was really good whenever he came up last year during the last bit of the regular season, but he was also really good in the playoffs too. Like he was a big piece in that World Series team.
Oh, I forgot Ibinaga went to the Cubs.
Yeah,
Oh, whoops. Oh well.
I don't think I don't think that should change too much.
Probably not. Yeah, I was just looking at the like a lot of the favorites for rookies.
Oh yeah,
Even so, I think for NL Rookie of the Year, I will put it on Ibinaga.
that's a fair assessment.
There was a lot of hype around him,
Uh,
and I can understand it.
a part of me wants to pick Paul Skeens for Rookie of the Year, but I probably shouldn't because I don't know if he is even going to come up this year. There's a
I
big.
mean, I already put my bet on Jackson Holiday, who's not on the team yet. Even if it's more likely for him to be called up, I think that it's not a terrible idea to think Paul Skeens will be called up at some point in the year.
Yeah,
Uh, Hard to say whether or not he'll be Rookie of the Year, but yeah.
yeah. I'm going to go safe here. I'm going to go Jung Hoo Lee with the Giants.
He was almost a Pirate, so I can understand it.
He wasn't almost a pirate. I just wanted him to be one.
All right, so we got our tiebreakers. We'll see how this goes because, yeah, I remember. Oh, sorry, this is off topic, but I just realized I went outside on my store run and shit with my shirt inside out the whole time.
Oh.
Nobody noticed, but yeah, it's inside out. Oh, the buttons are in the back. Yeah, it's inside out. What the fuck? Am I good? Am I okay?
Well, nobody noticed, so like
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
so it's not as bad. It's not as embarrassing in my opinion.
I wasn't even wearing a jacket or anything. I think nobody was just looking. Generally speaking, I find that like a lot of the time I can get away with shit like that, like my shirt's inside out or something's on backwards. Nobody ever comments on it in real life. I think people generally have better things to do.
Yeah. Or at least they should.
They ought to, especially if they're if they're in a fucking strip mall like I went to.
Yeah.
Like, you're not here to fucking harass me because I'm a fool who puts their things on inside out. You're probably here to get a bag of Takis like I am.
Yeah.
Takis, sorry.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Do we have any like closing remarks or?
Hard to say. I think though that yeah, those are our predictions laid out. We'll get back to you on what the stakes are going to be because it's not gonna. I'm not gonna say home run derby again. That would be fucked up.
Yeah.
Maybe after we do the first one.
Maybe after we do like. Maybe after we do like home run derby, we might like figure something out. Maybe we might before then. Who knows? Next week though, will most likely be the return of.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up, I have a perfect one.
Okay.
You know the Neopets minigame Whack-A-Cast?
No.
How about I introduce you if you lose?
Okay.
And if I lose, I have to play it. If it's even around. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to look. Is it a Flash game? Because it might be on the archive.
It is a Flash game, but it is also a Neopets game, so there's a strong chance that it's still around.
Fair enough. Alright. Next week, if we do a show next week, will be the return of Tier List. Which, we'll only have this weekend, most likely, to, like, figure that out. But that's always fun, in my opinion.
So yeah, look forward to that. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
Get on the ball with SCS Basedball, and see you next week or whenever we come back.
Please pray for my team.